Alright, hello all. So after some feedback that I got on my last video from the MiG-29 of Hobbymaster, I'm gonna do a reattempt. This time with the JC Wings SU-22m4 fitter. Yeah, we're gonna go over it, see how the plane looks, look at the packaging, and just try and do a fun review and have some fun with it while doing it. So, let's get started. So, the box, nice box art. Shiny on the plane especially, really cool done. I have to say, all of those Sukhoi boxes from JC Wings, they did a cracking job. I cannot say anything bad about it. I think I have all of them now. Yeah, I have all of them. Since Calibre announced that they would have the mold and eventually didn't do it and gave it to JC Wings, and my enthusiasm was there 100%. So it has some of the box art. And there is, zero detail not spared on this box. So it's just really cool. Even on the back. Then on the inside, how does it look? Well, of course, standard packaging for the bombs, rockets, tanks in this case. Oh, but also covers which are really interesting. Let me get a bit closer for you guys. So, covers, rockets, pilot, fuel tanks in the tiger meat colors, and also two rocket systems, which are really cool. Calibre Wings designed them also for the SU-22m4, I recall. But eventually also now with JC Wings, so that's really cool. But yeah, well packaged, well done. You can't say anything bad about this. So the model itself, try and get my head around this. So of course, collector's plate, models hold down with two packs. Which is really cool. We're going to go a bit more different angle with the camera in a few seconds. All right, so let's go to the unboxing. Little flap. It's quite sturdy cardboard, which is quite hard to open the first time. Once the first time is done, it's not so bad. So, all right, so we'll put the box aside. We don't need that anymore. So as I said, two little packs. I believe they rotate. They rotate off, quite funny. Let's get it out of the package. Foliage, quite interesting, not nothing special of course. The model itself, really well packaged, oil foiled in, especially the graphics. They didn't do this in the previous ones. But I have to say it's an upgrade for sure with protecting. Collector's card, I believe only 600 indeed. So 600 are only made of this one. Really well detailed, a bit like credit card material. Really cool. I like these type of details because it makes it a bit more exclusive, that's for sure. Well, let's go to the first of small parts. So the pitot, 1 and 2. I luckily have an assistant that points me out that I'm not too low or too high on the camera. But yeah, I hope it focuses. Then the wheels. I'm gonna display this one also on landing gear, so that makes it super easy for me today. What's really cool about JC Wings, but also some other brands, they're all magnetized. So they have little magnets inside, all of the wheel arches. We can keep talking about this on and on and on. Last flight, really noticeable there. All right, so let's start installing parts. Let's put this aside. Wheels. So as I mentioned earlier, little magnets. They're also in the frame. And you can easily just let them click in there. They don't always work properly, but at least most of the time it works in one strike. So on its wheels. So a trick that my friend showed me from Special Diecast back in the day. A little bit of white hobby glue. Why? These type of parts, and I don't know if it's with this one the same story, we'll see in a second, and they're really hard to put on. Don't use second glue or something really sturdy, it ruins the model, it's just a waste, and especially sewing on, it's a nightmare. So let's see if this one actually sticks on, but I'm pretty sure it not, because the last models, they had the same problem. Problem is a big word, but it's a bit harder to install. As you can see, there's a little tab on it, really small. Let's see again, under left. So usually it should stay on, but as you can see, it falls off. So what I usually do is add a little bit of white glue. Why? This glue actually comes off afterwards. You can wash it off with a little bit of water. Kids play with it, so why not adults? You can stick it on there with a little bit and then just rub away the excess material that you don't need. But as you can see, it has a little bit of sticking priority, but nothing major. It's always a bit finicky. And at least you can rub this off afterwards, so even if it dries and you see still some staining, you can just take a little cloth with a little bit of hot water or some IPA, some alcohol, and it works really well. So just gently put some on the tap. Don't put too much on there. You will see it on your model, which is a bit of a waste. But in general, they go out quite well. I have a couple of in my cabinet like this, and they all still sit well. So as you can see, they sit on nicely. I will clean this up a little bit more and afterwards, but at least now you see they don't blow off, which is nice. Next part, weapons, and of course things. Packaging all has little notches, so I'm probably gonna shoot myself here with a lot of little weapons. No, I didn't, so that's good. Pilot, yeah, really well detailed. Even the little top visor parts, they did a really good job. Gloves, shoes are nicely painted. A lot of good details on these little pilots, that's for sure. By the way, fun fact, I'm always doubtful if this is really the 1/72 scale. If you look at Hobby Moss or other brands, pilots is different so badly. But hey, it's a detail thing. So canopy should open fairly easy. I'm gonna try this very gently. But I have to say, they're always quite tough to open. I'm gonna leave this one also closed for now. That's something for a different moment, not when I'm filming. So main missiles, so these ones click in. These are not magnetized. I thought they were magnetized, but they're not. They go on quite easy, I have to say. They're not really hard to push in, which is really cool. But look at that. Massive rockets, really cool. Some guided system. These ones are a bit loose, I see, at least this one is. So yeah, same story of the little trick that I told you guys. Just put a little bit of hobby glue on it, not too much, just on the tab, just to help it hold in there a little bit better, so you guys don't damage the model or the paint. But yeah, this is something with all brands, actually all of them have a little bit of fitment issues, I have to agree. So center fuel tanks, the little normal colors. Hope you guys can see this. They sit and stick on quite easily. They have a little bit of an angle, like the real model, of course. As you can see, I'm already pushing off the next one. It's a little thing with finicky little parts. Shaking a bit. Trying to get these on. But it's fun to trial and error. Take your time with this. It looks really cool. Little air-to-air missiles. I hope these go on easy. These are for sure tighter than the large missiles. Trying to gently push that I don't push the rocket off the holder. I'm quite notorious for that, I've noticed. Let's switch hands. As you can see, it's a cool model, but you really need to take your time with assembling. So that's first part of it. Next is the outside tanks and the tiger colors. Really cool, by the way. But also the details on the frames that hold the tanks, little text parts and warning logos. Really nicely done. Of course you cannot read it, it's a bit too small, but still, the details are superb. That's me finished. So wings fold out separately. Let me put it down for you guys, so you guys can see it. Look at that. All right, so as I said, a small close-up. I hope I can get this on focus. The logos are really cool. Lost flight, 1989. But also like the little details on the missiles are really cool. The little glass parts and see-through bits. Logos, yeah, really well done. Also the mold, really clean. The vent cover is a bit out, but also little lights. Really nice model. Have to say, a bit finicky with getting all those little rockets in, but in general not bad. Wings fold in quite easily. All right. Yeah, I hope you guys like this. In the future, I will try and do some more of these videos, especially models I purchase. By the way, yeah, I purchase all these models. Nothing is sent to me or sponsored to me. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. Have a great day.